For the kneeling medicine ball slam, we'll begin by setting up our knees and hips and torso relation to the medicine ball on the ground. I'm going to begin with that medicine ball centered between my knees. My knees are about shoulder width apart or wider. I'm going to be on my toes. I don't want to be on the tops of my feet like this. I want to be able to push off those toes and use that natural spring. My hips and knees are bent. I'm going to have a nice neutral spine. First thing I'm going to do, extend my hands and spread my fingers apart. Extend my arms, spread my fingers apart. Arms extended. Taking my belly breath to initiate movement. I'm going to extend my knees and hips, shrug my shoulders, powerfully clean that medicine ball up so that it's above the head. We want it to move vertically in a nice straight line, swiftly and powerfully until my arms are extended and my hands are on top of that ball. From there, I'm going to push down on that ball as hard as I can, slamming it into the ground, utilizing my hips and legs as I powerfully flex my hips and knees, throwing that ball into the ground. We want to avoid just coming up and slamming it with our arms. We want to use our entire body, keeping this spine nice and neutral. It'll look like this. Coming down. Now, a couple things we want to avoid. That first one I talked about was A, just using the arms, or B, coming up and just letting it drop. That won't do much for you. Utilize the hips and the legs. Make sure that torso is flat. We want to avoid coming down and rounding the spine. We also want to avoid throwing that ball further in front of us. Not only is it going to be annoying having to roll it back every time, but you're not actually developing as much power as you possibly could. In order to do that, we want to keep that ball as close to our center of gravity as possible and throw it straight down. In order to do that, our arms will be extended and our fingers will be right on top, slamming it down. When you're performing medicine ball slams, kneeling medicine ball slams, or any medicine ball slam variation, make sure you have a slammable medicine ball. Do not use a medicine ball that will bounce, because that's going to hit you in the face, it's going to break your nose, you're going to be really ticked off. So make sure you use some type of slam ball. And because this motion is so powerful and so fast, I do not recommend using a really heavy ball. This is only 10 pounds, and I think anything around 20 pounds or more is just excessive. It's just too much for this case. We're trying to develop power, and we're trying to drive that ball into the ground. You're trying to imagine as if you're trying to put a hole in the floor, and that's what you're going for. And that's how you do a kneeling medicine ball slam.